Two things left in this course. This lesson is the first of them, and it is the one nobody plans for. What you do when the platform does something you did not expect, or when you have a question that a screen cannot answer and you want an actual person. LeanProjax puts that in three places. There is a support desk built into the app. There is a ticket queue behind it. And there are two reference pages that ship with the product, which most people never open, and which are honestly worth 20 minutes of your time. Let me show you all three, starting from where we always start. We are back on the overview page inside Alex's workspace. Down the left sidebar, under the heading Workspace, the last item is Support. Click it. This page has two tabs. The one on the left is a chat with Leana, the support assistant built into the product. The one on the right is a ticket queue, which is what you use when you want a human being to look at something. Now watch what happens before Leana says anything useful, because this is the part I want you to actually read rather than click through. She asks permission first. The wording is specific. To answer questions like, what is the status of Project X? Or what should I do next in Measure? She needs to read your assignment titles, your DMAIC progress, and your recent activity. In this workspace, not other workspaces, and not your data outside this chat. And it says you can change this later in settings, which you can. So you get two buttons, Use without access, or Allow access. I am going to choose Use without access, because I want you to see the honest version of this. If you do not grant it, Leana still works. You simply get general help about the product, rather than help about your specific project. And the panel tells you so. That is the right starting point for a lot of teams. If your project data is commercially sensitive, or you work in a regulated function, and you have not yet had that conversation with your own security people, start here. You can turn it on later in settings, once the answer is a real yes rather than a shrug. And when a chat is not enough, when it is a bug or a bill or something that genuinely needs a person to look at it, you move to the second tab, Tickets. Empty queue, which is what you want to see. New ticket, 4 fields and an attachment box. Subject, which is the one-line version. Description, which is where the detail goes. A category. It opens on bug or problem with the other options behind it, and you pick whichever one actually matches. A priority and screenshots, up to 4 images, 2 megabytes each. Take the screenshot. It saves everybody a round trip. Here's a real question rather than an invented bug. I saved a filtered view on the assignments page, and I want my 2 team members to see the same view. Is that possible today? Or does each person have to save their own? Priority down to low because nothing here is on fire. Submit. And now it is a thread. The ticket appears in the queue on the left with its status, open, its priority, and when it was last updated. On the right, you get the conversation, your original message, and a reply box with its own attachment slot, so the back and forth stays in one place instead of scattering across 3 email chains and a screenshot somebody lost. That is the whole mechanism. It is deliberately small. Now, the 2 pages almost nobody opens. Look at the bottom of the sidebar under the heading Reference, How to Run an Assignment, and Start Guide. Both have the little arrow that means they open in a new tab, because they live on the public side of the site rather than inside your workspace. They are not the same document, and the difference matters. One of them explains the method. The other explains the product. How to run an assignment is the method one. It is called the Assignment Playbook, and the subtitle tells you exactly what it is trying to do, from boardroom problem to executive summary report. The premise is the honest one. A Six Sigma assignment lives in 2 places. The room where your team argues about the data, and the platform where the artifacts get written down. So the page runs down the DMAIC arc, and at every phase it puts those 2 side by side. On the left, real life, outside the platform. On the right, on the platform. Look at control. Real life. Hand the process back to its owner with a clear plan. Set up monitoring so regression is caught early. Run a 30, 60, 90-day audit. On the platform, lock in the control plan, document the SOP, author the response plan, record the tollgate sign-offs, and switch on sustainment monitoring after close. And underneath, the actual tools that Phase uses. If you have finished this course, this page is the one-screen version of everything we just did. Print it. Put it next to your desk. Start Guide is the product one. The LeanProjax journey end-to-end. 8 short reads, 2 to 5 minutes each. And a separate track at the top if you are working from your phone on iOS. The section I would send a new team member to is this one, how your work is structured. 3 layers. You belong to an organization, which is your workspace. Every project lives as an assignment inside that org, and every assignment has members, with one of 3 roles: lead, contributor, or viewer. Owners and admins see every assignment in the org by default. We have spent this whole course inside that shape without ever drawing it. There it is, drawn. So, Leana for the quick question, with the permission decision made deliberately rather than by reflex. A ticket when you need a human, with the screenshot attached. The playbook when you have forgotten what a phase is supposed to produce. And the start guide when somebody new joins and asks how any of this is organized. 1 lesson left. And it is the one you have actually been waiting for since Chapter 1. You have seen the whole platform now. So what do you do with it on Monday morning?